So you can already do the ollie, but you may want to get them higher. They might originally look like this, but you want to get them a little more like this. Well, in today's video, I got you covered. Alright, so first starting off, let me just premise that like I do not have the highest ollies ever, but I have improved my ollies, from when I started to I guess like where I am now. So I have definitely improved that. So one of the first tips with getting your ollies higher is really with how high you can get the bottom of your feet up in the air during your ollie. The main tip, honestly, with getting your ollies higher is just really making sure that you tuck your knees up, because think about it. When you're ollieing, think of the bottom of your feet. If your feet do not go too high up, you're gonna block the board from going really high up. So like, just look at my feet right here. If I jump low, the bottom of my feet are gonna stay low. If I jump up and tuck my knees up, the bottom of my feet are gonna get higher. Because think, like, you can try to jump straight legged like this and get as high as you can, but if you tuck your knees up, that's what really gets the bottom of your feet higher, like this. See? So pretty much like translate that into your ollie. It's pretty much as simple as it sounds, just making sure that you tuck your knees up during the ollie. Like, it may be ugly at first, just really trying to tuck your knees up high, but that's really like most of the work in getting your ollie up higher. So you can do it in like small increments. I'll even show you. So let's say like I don't really tuck my knees up, it can get that high. If I tuck them up just a little bit, it gets a little higher. And if I really just go try hard mode, like it's letting the board come up higher. But really, like, when you're trying this, make sure that you have a decent ollie, because the more control you have with your ollie, and like if you're not like uncomfortable, the more you can actually think about what you're doing during your ollie. So again, when ollieing, just really make sure that you tuck those knees up as you ollie, because if you don't tuck them up at all, your bottom of your feet are not going to get up in the air as high, and the board's not going to get up in the air as high because of that. So a little tip that you can do to help force you to do it is actually try to ollie over something or up something. So maybe ollie up a curb, maybe take another skateboard of your friends and try to ollie over that, maybe stack even more skateboards, like just try to go up as many as you can. Just really try to ollie over something, because that way it will really force you to tuck your knees up so that you can get your feet high up in the air. Because otherwise, if you're not trying to do it over something, you may be in your head with how high you're actually tucking your knees up during that process. Also, another thing I recommend is do it while moving if you can. It's fine if you can't do while moving it, you can still bring in the same tips, but sometimes I just feel like it's harder to hold the balance while standing still on an ollie, and it's like a little less control if you're just standing still. So if you can do it while moving, I think it makes it a little bit easier. So again, look, I'm moving, took my knees up, and really get a solid ollie. Now, if you also want to check out my how to ollie while moving, I like stress some tips in there. So if you want to see how to do that better, make sure you click the card in the top right corner. But another tip with the moving ollie that actually can help with getting your ollies higher, if you're leaning too far back on your back foot, like your popping foot, then you're gonna put too much weight on your back foot, and you can't really like stress getting your feet up higher if you're just kind of like leaning straight back, right? So to combat that, you can either just focus on standing straight up more, or if you like are really leaning back, make sure you lean forward to counteract that. Because the more straight up you can, stand during your ollie, the more balanced you're gonna be to just tuck your knees up, straight up. So again, just make sure I'm standing straight up and tuck my knees up. So I'll just show you one more example while moving. Make sure you stress all those tips together. So moving, get down, tuck those knees up. Also, another small tip I would say is like, don't try to stress like squatting down super low or like lowering your hips super low. Like, just do whatever helps you jump the highest naturally. So really, like I said, just take some time to just jump and tuck your knees up. Like, it may look stupid doing it, but who cares? So you're just practicing. But whatever helps you get your knees up higher in the air, just transmit that into your ollie. Like, I would say some other tips that don't necessarily help is like, some people say like move your foot like way farther back so you can get a longer slide. Like, I don't think that helps. Really, it comes down to just having a solid ollie and tucking your knees up. So you can move it a little far back, like maybe towards the middle of the board, the farthest, but don't go any more, below that. All I can say really is make sure you tuck your knees up while you're doing an ollie. Also, another tip is, really try to strengthen up those calves, because your calves kind of go directly into how hard you can pop the boards, and you're popping down with your toes and the balls of your feet. So, whether you're actually doing workouts with that, or, just making sure that you're continually practicing your ollie over time, you'll strengthen up your calf muscles as you're doing the ollie. So honestly, just know that like getting your ollies higher comes with time and practice. There's no like secret. Really, like the secret is just tucking your knees up high as you do the trick and making sure that, you know, you're comfortable with ollies. But it really just comes down to time and practice. So make sure you put in a lot of effort. It'll naturally get better over time, even if it's just a little bit over time. If you look at it over the span of like years, like of when I first started to, let's say now, like the ollie has drastically improved over time. So just really make sure you put in the time and practice. So that pretty much sums it up for how to ollie higher. If you have any questions, make sure to leave it down in the comment section below and I'll do my best to answer that. Also, if you already know how to ollie higher and you're still watching this video, leave some tips down for people below so that they can also read advice that, you know, helped you instead. So thank you so much for watching the video. Hope it helped. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the post notifications if you want to see more videos like this. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.